was so focused on doing what I had to do because I worked every day. Unlike me knowing now, you can have a day off here and a day off there in a movie and not even see some of the people that's in the movie if your scenes aren't with them.
Mm-hmm.
This particular movie, Players Club, I worked every day.
Right.
So I was acclimated to a whole different regime, period, that I didn't know anything about because I'm so new, so green coming from Chicago. This was my first thing and major thing. I went from doing a LL Cool J show in the house to bam, getting Players Club. You know what I mean? A whole movie.
Right.
So I was learning as I was going along. But it was the best thing because Ice Cube was the best teacher. He absolutely said, I'm going to make you a star. I want you to be on every person's wall. I want you to be on the jail cell walls. I want you to be interviewed every time I be interviewed. And I was like, when do I start? Immediately.
Absolutely. kind of getting off topic real quick because you talked about Ice Cube, and something we like to do here on the podcast is talk about things typically not talked about on your mainstream media. We like to take it there, and that's what our people appreciate us for. And we talked a lot about Ice Cube this last couple of months with the election and everything, and really gave him a lot of praise for kind of going against the grain and looking out for Black people as a people and not caring about the political side of it. We had a lot of people on to be able to be blessed to talk about it. I'd love to get your perspective on that. What we've seen with Ice Cube the last couple of months, the contract for Black America, his conversation with Trump, his attempt to conversate with President now Joe Biden, and everything that he went through the last couple of months.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that question because obviously I've been a friend of Q's for a very long time and a fan. But I knew that he was destined for some type of position to be able to use his platform for something other than NWA and breaking off and being a rapper and a director as well. I felt that in him because when I was doing Players Club, I saw the most professional person, husband, businessman, director. I didn't see the rapper. I didn't see what everybody else was telling me about. That he was going to have a posse and they were going to be disrespectful and they was going to grow up. None of that. So I already saw that in him. We interviewed Ice Cube. And when I say we, I do a talk show called Cocktails with Queens on Fox Soul. And we had Ice Cube there. And Vivica is very political. And Claudia Jordan is very opinionated. And the conversation got a little, not want to say heated, but it got a little passionate, you know. And Q kept saying, hey, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just stating, you know, what I feel, you know. And so I was kind of quiet, you know, and we were talking about his agreement that he had with Trump and why he went to go speak with him. And like he said, and I understood, he said, well, hey, I'm just a facilitator. I'm able to bring this forth and happen to allow some lights to be shined on it for people to be able to see it. But make no mistake about it, I need others to help me. So maybe this bill would be written the way it is, and I need some women to come and help me to make it what you guys want it to be. But it kind of got convoluted a little bit in that interview. And a lot of people walked away not understanding what he was saying and what they were saying as well. And the girls had said to me, well, Lisa Raye, you know, you didn't really say too much. And it's like, well, let me be clear that I won't be saying a lot when it comes to Ice Cube because Ice Cube started my career. So I know where my loyalty lies.
That's dope. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was not that he was saying something that I didn't agree with. It was just me listening with a whole different intent to see how I can help facilitate. Because that's what it's about. You always want to condemn the one person that brings it to us and not know all the other people that took place to be able to make it happen. And if you want to talk about it, then be about it. If you want to talk about it, then step up and say, well, you know what? I'd like to be able to be instrumental in helping you then. Because that's what I said. That's what I want to do. And so, you know, I look forward to Ice Cube being able to bring this agreement to Biden's people and see if they can hear him out and see if we can help cultivate something for us Black folks so we can unite and become better than where the heck we are now, because Trump ain't did nothing but unveiled all this racism to us. And we had no idea that it was right. Or we thought it was right around the corner. It is right here now. So we got so much more to fight for to do. And hey, they did it back in the 60s, but who are them now? Who are those now?
Yeah.
Who is to be the voice now that we're really going to believe, that we're really going to follow, that's really going to achieve? Who is that? It may not be one person. It may take collectively a whole bunch and a whole lot of us. Well, are we ready to be able to stand in that truth and to be able to fight for that? Because we can all talk about it. So I'm growing in a place for me to even be able to meet a man like Ice Cube and shake his hand and say, I want to welcome you and I want you to welcome me so we can work on this together so we can welcome others. So my hats off to Ice Cube.
Yeah, now someone else that you work with that came in the same vein of Ice Cube, Tupac. Are you surprised that, he is who he is now? Because you met him at a very young point in his career. Are you surprised, that he is revered like he is now?
Yeah, because I wasn't a fan of his then like I am now. I don't think that I listen to his music the same way that I listen to it now that I listened to it then. Back then it was more about just the beat and the rhythm, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And the swag he had, you know what I mean? I didn't know he was so prolific with his words and so above and beyond his time, you know what I mean? Well, he was talking about the things he was talking about because, coming from the hood, being gangster, being all of that can be looked upon like, oh, you don't know too much. And your drive come from a whole total different place than ours come from. You can't relate all of that. But we still need a voice of reason, whether it's in the street, whether it's in the Capitol, or whether it's in your backyard. We still need those people. So I think he would have really been a good revolutionary person that would have been able to ride with the T.I.'s and what's T.I.'s guy named this in Atlanta? Killer Mike.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I believe they could have helped Reverend Al Sharpton. You know what I mean? Because we need the old school to merge with the new school. You know what I mean? We got people's ears like your show. You know what I mean? You giving me a platform to be able to have and allow people to listen to me. I got to take that. And we can shoot the breeze and talk that shit all we want to, but when it really gets, serious,
mm-hmm.
You got to be able to rise to the occasion and be able to say, I know what I'm talking about, but when I don't know what I'm talking about, then I need to be educated, and I'm great at that. I do it all the time. In the middle of my show, I'm like, what does that word mean? I ain't never heard that word before. What does that phrase mean? What are you talking about? Period. You know what I'm saying? I need to say that because guess what? It may be some other folks out there that's thinking the same damn thing. Like when I tell you, when I first got my tax bill, I used to see on there fire department and the public park, and I used to go, what I'm paying taxes for that for? I ain't never had no fire. Mm-hmm. What I got to do this for? I had no idea where the tax money was going.
Right.
All I get pays to our streets. It pays for the police officers. I had no idea that when you look at the list, then you can say to yourself, well, yeah, okay, I get it. This is why I got to pay taxes. You understand more then. But when you don't know, you're not educating yourself, or you don't even know how to ask those questions because you don't know to ask them at all, then that means you're left in the dark and you are left at a disadvantage. You need an older sister. You need a therapist. You need a mentor. You need a sister. You need an auntie. You need a diva. You need a homie to be able to have conversation in front of you, period, so you can hear some stuff by way of being able to say, oh, I was afraid to ask that question, but I didn't have to because I overheard it.
Yeah.
With some sense sometimes. You know what I mean? We all got different sides to ourselves, but when I have a platform to be able, that's a real strong platform for me to be able to share and shed some light on some educational things, then I do just that. No different than what you guys do, and allow us to be able to do so, and you guys talk and monitor what people are saying through your show.
Yeah. So